You ever notice how the people who light the match always scream the loudest when the fire gets out of control? They wanted the flames. They wanted the chaos. They thought they'd watch you burn, watch you crumble into ashes while they stood there, smug, safe, and untouchable. But life? Oh, life doesn't work that way, my friend. No, no, no. They started the fire, but now they're the ones getting burned. And here's the punchline. They didn't see it coming. They never do. They thought they'd be the ones in control, holding the strings, pulling you around like some broken marionette. But you didn't play their game. You didn't fall apart. Instead, you stood in the middle of their firestorm and let it forge you into something they could never touch. And now the flames are licking at their heels, and they don't know how to put them out. You see, people like them, they're cowards. They're not strong. Strong people don't need to set fires to feel powerful. Strong people don't tear others down just to feel taller. No, they're weak, fragile, afraid, and their fear, that's what makes them dangerous. That's what makes them light those matches in the first place. Because if they can't rise above, they'll drag everyone else down into the dirt with them. But you? Oh, you didn't fall, did you? You didn't let their flames consume you. Instead, you turned them against them. You took their hate, their lies, their betrayal, and you used it as fuel. Every insult, every knife in the back, every attempt to break you, it didn't destroy you. It built you, brick by brick, scar by scar. And now you're standing tall while they're choking on the smoke of their own destruction. You want to know why they hate you so much? Why they keep coming after you, even when it's clear they've already lost? It's not because of what you've done. No, it's because of what you've become. You're everything they'll never be. Strong, resilient, unshakable. You've taken every punch, every wound, every betrayal, and you've turned it into armor. And that armor, it terrifies them, because it reflects all their weaknesses, all their insecurities, all the things they try to hide behind their masks. When they look at you, they don't see you. They see themselves, and they hate it. They hate you because you remind them of everything they're not. But don't you dare feel sorry for them. Don't you dare pity them. They don't deserve your mercy, your forgiveness, your compassion. They didn't show you any, did they? No. They lit the match. They watched the flames rise. They laughed while you struggled, while you fought to keep your head above the smoke. They wanted you to suffocate. They wanted you to burn. And now they're the ones gasping for air. They're the ones panicking, scrambling, trying to escape the fire they started. But there's no escape, my friend. No escape from the consequences of their own actions. You didn't ask for this, did you? You didn't ask to be dragged into their chaos, into their games, into their pathetic little power plays. But they dragged you in anyway. And now, they're paying the price. Because the thing about fire, it doesn't care who started it. It doesn't care who thought they were in control. It consumes everything in its path, without mercy, without hesitation. And you've become the fire. That's what they didn't see coming. They thought you'd be the victim, the one who'd break, the one who'd crumble into dust. But instead, you became something stronger, something they can't control. They thought they could play with fire, but now they're the ones getting burned. And the best part, you didn't have to do a damn thing. You didn't have to stoop to their level, didn't have to play their games. All you did was survive. All you did was refuse to fall. And that was enough. Enough to turn their own fire against them. But don't think it's over. Don't think they'll stop now. People like them. They don't know how to quit. They'll keep trying, keep scheming, keep throwing everything they have at you, hoping, praying that you'll finally break. Because they can't stand the thought of you winning. They can't stand the thought of you walking away from their flames without a single burn. But you're not like them, are you? You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You've already won, and they know it. They know they can't touch you, can't hurt you, can't break you. And that's what will haunt them for the rest of their lives. So let them burn. Let them scream. Let them choke on the smoke of their own lies, their own betrayal, their own destruction. They started this fire. And now it's their turn to suffer. And you just keep standing there, calm, strong, unshakable. Watch as they crumble. Watch as their world burns around them. And remember this, you didn't start the fire, but you sure as hell made sure they couldn't escape it. You know why they started the fire, don't you? It wasn't just about you. No, it's never just about you. People like that, they burn down everything they touch because they can't stand the sight of someone else standing tall. They hate strength. They don't understand. They hate calmness they can't shake. They hate resilience they can't break. So they light the match and they tell themselves it's justified, that you deserve it. But deep down, they're scared. Scared of what you represent. Scared of what you've survived. Scared that no matter how many fires they start, you'll always rise from the ashes. And that fear, it eats at them. Every single day they thought they'd make you weak, but instead they revealed their own weakness. Here's the thing about fire. It's greedy. It doesn't stop. It doesn't care who started it, who's feeding it, who's trying to control it. Once it's loose, it consumes everything. And them, they thought they were in control. Thought they could point the flames in your direction and walk away without a scratch. But now they're watching it spread, watching it turn back on them, consuming everything they built, everything they thought was safe. And they're panicking, because for the first time they're feeling what they wanted you to feel. The heat, the fear, the helplessness, And you're just standing there watching it all unfold. Not because you wanted this, not because you planned it, but because you refused to break. And now, the fire they started has nowhere else to go but back to them. It's poetic, really. They thought they could control the chaos. But chaos doesn't play by their rules. It's wild, unpredictable, unforgiving. And you became the embodiment of that chaos. You didn't need to fight them, didn't need to retaliate. All you had to do was survive. And now, every step you take, every breath you draw, it's like throwing gasoline on their fire. They see you and they burn. Burn with jealousy, with anger, with regret. Because you're the proof they'll never be what they tried to destroy. They'll never have your strength, your resilience, your calmness, and it's killing them. But don't let their screams fool you. Don't let their desperation make you soft. They started this fire, and they deserve every second of the pain it's bringing them. They didn't show you mercy, did they? No. They wanted you to suffer. Wanted you to feel the heat, to choke on the smoke, to beg for air. They didn't care about your pain, your struggle, your survival. So why should you care about theirs? Let them burn. Let them choke. Let them drown in the chaos they unleashed. It's not your responsibility to save them. It's not your job to put out their fire. You've done enough. You've survived enough. Now it's their turn to face the flames. You know what the real tragedy is? They'll never learn. Even as the fire consumes them, even as they watch their world fall apart, they'll blame you. They'll call you the villain, the monster, the one who ruined everything. Because admitting the truth, admitting they did this to themselves, that would mean facing their own reflection. And people like them, they'd rather burn than face the truth. So let them. Let them point their fingers. Let them spread their lies. Let them scream your name in anger. It doesn't matter, because the truth is out there, written in the ashes of everything they destroyed. And deep down they know. They know they lit the match. They know they fed the flames. They know this fire is theirs. You don't need their apologies. You don't need their explanations, their excuses, their fake tears. None of it will ever undo what they tried to do. And you've already moved past it. You've already risen above it, but here's the thing. You'll never forget. You'll never forget the flames they set at your feet, the way they tried to watch you burn. And that memory, that's your strength. That's your fuel. Every time you see their faces, every time you hear their names, you'll remember what they tried to take from you. And you'll remind yourself that they failed. They started the fire, but you walked through it. You turned it into power. And now, they're the ones choking on the smoke, watching their world collapse, knowing they did this to themselves. They wanted you to break, they wanted you to fall. But instead, you became something they'll never understand. Stronger, harder, unshakable. And now, every time they see you, they'll feel the fire they started. They'll feel it burning them from the inside out. And you'll stand there, calm, untouched, watching as they destroy themselves. That's the beauty of it, my friend. They started the fire. But now, they're the ones getting burned. You know what's funny? They think they've still got a chance. Even now, as the fire they started eats away at everything they built, they're still clinging to some pathetic hope that they'll come out on top, that they'll rebuild, that they'll regain control, that they'll find a way to pull you down again. But that's the joke, isn't it? Because the fire doesn't stop. It doesn't care about their plans, their excuses, their desperation. It just keeps burning, and the more they try to escape, the faster it spreads. They lit the match, thinking they were untouchable, that they could control it, that they could control you. But now they're realizing the truth. Chaos doesn't pick sides. It doesn't follow rules. It consumes everything in its path, especially the ones who started it. But you didn't just survive. You embraced the flames. You stood in the middle of their chaos and let it fuel you, shape you, transform you into something they'll never understand. While they panicked, while they stumbled, while they burned, you stayed calm. And that calmness, it's your weapon. It's what makes you dangerous. Because calmness isn't just about silence. It's about control. It's about looking the storm in the eye and saying, I'm not afraid of you. And that terrifies them. Because they've spent their whole lives running from their own storms, hiding from their own chaos, pretending it doesn't exist. But you faced it. You've let it tear through you, and now there's nothing left for them to destroy. Oh, they'll try to fight back. They'll try to rebuild. Try to convince themselves that they're still in control. But deep down, they know the truth. They know they've already lost. Because no matter how many times they light the match, no matter how many fires they start, they'll never be able to touch you again. You've become something they can't burn, something they can't break. You've taken their fire, their chaos, their hate, and you've turned it into something they'll never have. Power. Real power. The kind that doesn't scream or shout or demand attention. The kind that just is. But don't think for a second that they're done with you. People like them. They don't know how to quit. They'll keep coming. Keep scheming. Keep trying to find a way to drag you back into their chaos. Because they can't stand the thought of you standing tall while they fall apart. But that's their problem, not yours. You've already won. Every time they see you, every time they hear your name, They'll feel the fire. They started creeping closer, hotter, more relentless. And you'll stand there, calm, untouchable, watching as they burn themselves to the ground. Here's the truth they don't want to admit. They started this fire because they were scared of you. Scared of your strength, your resilience, your ability to survive no matter what they threw at you. They thought they could snuff you out, reduce you to ashes, make you disappear. But instead, you became something stronger, something they can't control. And now they'll spend the rest of their lives choking on the smoke of their own destruction. They'll look at you and see everything they could have been, everything they'll never be, and it'll eat them alive. But don't let their screams distract you. Don't let their chaos pull you back in. You've come too far, fought too hard, to let them drag you down now. Let them burn. Let them crumble. Let them face the consequences of their own actions. Because you're untouchable. You've turned their fire into your power, their chaos into your calm, their hate into your strength. And now, no matter how hard they try, no matter how loud they scream, they'll never be able to take that away from you. They wanted to watch you burn. They wanted to see you fall, to see you crumble into nothing. But instead, they started a fire they couldn't control. And now it's their world that's turning to ash. Their lies, their games, their power, all of it gone. So let them scream. Let them fight. Let them drown in the chaos they created. Because this fire, it's theirs. And you're not the one burning anymore. You're the one standing tall, watching as the flames consume everything they thought they controlled. And that's the punchline. They thought they'd destroy you, but all they did was destroy themselves. You think they'll stop? You think this fire will burn itself out? No, fires like this, they don't just fade away. They feed on fear, on lies, on desperation. And people like them, they'll keep throwing everything into the flames. Everything they have left. Everything they are. Because they can't admit that they've already lost. They'll try to rewrite the story, try to paint themselves as the victims, the martyrs, the ones who were wronged. They'll twist your name, twist your actions, twist the truth, because that's all they have left. Lies, lies, and smoke. But you don't need to say a word. You don't need to defend yourself. Because the truth is written in the ashes of everything they destroyed. You don't owe them anything. Not your time, not your energy, not your forgiveness. They lit the match. They started this fire. And now they're choking on the consequences. Let them. Let them wallow in the mess they made. Let them drown in the chaos they unleashed. That's not your burden to carry. Because here's the thing, they didn't just try to destroy you. They tried to erase you, tried to strip you of everything you were, everything you stood for, everything you fought to build. They wanted to see you as nothing more than a pile of ash, a memory, a whisper of what you once were. But instead, you became something they couldn't predict, something they couldn't control, something they'll never understand. You became the fire itself. They wanted chaos, didn't they? They wanted destruction, power, control. But chaos doesn't bow to anyone. It doesn't play favorites. They thought they could use it against you, but chaos turned on them. Chaos chose you because you didn't try to fight it. You didn't try to control it. You let it shape you, strengthen you, make you into something they can't touch. And now they're scrambling to put out the fire, to salvage what's left of their world, to undo the damage they caused. But it's too late. The fire doesn't care about their regrets, their excuses, their cries for mercy. It just burns. And you don't need to lift a finger. All you have to do is stand there and watch. Watch as the flames they started consume everything they thought they controlled. Watch as their lies unravel, their masks slip, their world collapses around them. Watch as they burn. But don't let them fool you. Don't let their screams or their tears make you doubt yourself. They'll try to make you feel guilty, make you feel like you're the one to blame, like you're the villain in their story. But you're not the villain, my friend. You're the survivor, the fighter, the one who walked through their fire and came out stronger. And now, you're the reminder they can't escape, the reminder of everything they tried to destroy and failed. Every time they see you, every time they hear your name, they'll feel the flames again. They'll feel the heat, the smoke, the fear they tried to bury. And they'll know, deep down, that they did this to themselves. You don't need to fight them anymore. You don't need to prove anything. You've already won. They started the fire, and now they're the ones paying the price. Let them. Let them scream. Let them cry. Let them beg for a mercy they never gave you. It doesn't matter. Because you're untouchable now. You've risen above their games, their lies, their hate. You've taken their fire and turned it into your strength. And now, no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, they'll never be able to pull you down again. And that's the real joke, isn't it? They thought they were in control, thought they were the ones holding the match. But now they're the ones running from the flames, choking on the smoke, watching everything they built turn to ash. So let them burn. Let them suffer. Let them drown in the chaos they created. They thought they could destroy you, but all they did was destroy themselves. And you're still here, standing, strong, unbroken. They started the fire, but now it's their turn to burn. They thought the fire was their weapon. They thought it gave them power, control, domination. They didn't see it for what it truly was, a monster they couldn't tame. Fire doesn't obey orders. It doesn't care who started it. It just devours. And the moment they lit that match, the moment they aimed their chaos at you, they sealed their own fate. You didn't even have to fight back. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? You didn't need revenge, didn't need to stoop to their level, didn't need to dirty your hands. All you had to do was stand there. Stand tall, stand strong, and let the fire turn back on them. Because the truth is, they were always going to burn themselves. You were just the mirror that showed them the flames. But don't think they'll go quietly. No, people like them. They'll claw, they'll scream, they'll lash out with everything they have left, because that's all they know, how to destroy. They can't stand the thought of losing, can't stand the thought of someone like you rising above their games. So they'll keep coming, keep throwing their pathetic little punches, hoping, praying that they can break you. But they don't understand you, do they? They don't understand what you've been through, what you've survived, what you've become. They don't see the strength that lies beneath your calmness, the fire you've turned into your power. And that's why they'll fail. Again, and again, and again. You've become something they can't touch, something they'll never be. They thought they were throwing you into the fire, thought they'd watch you burn and laugh at the ashes, but instead, you walked through it. You let it tear you apart, scar you, shape you, and now you've risen from it, stronger, harder, unshakable. And that scares them. It terrifies them, because you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be standing. You're supposed to be broken, defeated, destroyed. But instead, you're looking them in the eye, calm and unbothered, while their world burns around them. Oh, they'll tell themselves it's not their fault. They'll rewrite the story, twist the truth, try to paint themselves as the victims. They'll point their fingers at you, at the fire, at anyone but themselves. Because admitting the truth, admitting they started this, that they fed the flames with their lies, their hatred, their betrayal, that would mean taking responsibility. And people like them, they don't know how to do that. But it doesn't matter, does it? Their lies, their excuses, their desperate attempts to shift the blame, they're meaningless, because the truth is out there, clear as day, written in the ashes of everything they destroyed. And no amount of screaming, no amount of scheming can change that. Here's the real joke, my friend. They thought the fire would destroy you, but instead, it set you free. Free from their control, their games, their poison. You're not bound by their rules anymore, not trapped by their chaos. You've taken their fire, their hate, their destruction, and turned it into something they'll never have. Power. Real power. And that power, it's yours now. It's in your hands, in your scars, in your calmness. And no matter how hard they try, no matter how loud they scream, they'll never be able to take it away from you. They started the fire thinking it would destroy you, but all it did was reveal who they really are. Cowards, weak, pathetic. They thought they were in control, thought they could bend you to their will. But now they're the ones running, the ones choking on the smoke, the ones watching their world fall apart. And you're still here, standing, strong, watching. Not because you wanted this, not because you planned it, but because they gave you no choice. They pushed you into the flames, and now they're paying the price. So let them burn, let them scream, let them drown in the chaos they created. This fire, it's theirs. This destruction, it's theirs. And you're not the one burning anymore. You're the one standing tall, watching as the flames consume everything they thought they controlled. And that's the real punchline. They started the fire, but now they're the ones getting burned. Oh, they're still trying, aren't they? Scrambling, clawing, begging the flames to die down, thinking they can undo what they started. But fires don't work like that. You can't whisper your way out of a blaze you fed with your own hands. They poured fuel on it, over and over, thinking it would consume you, thinking it would leave you in ruins. And now they're choking on the smoke, trying to douse a fire that's already devoured them. And the irony, they'll never admit it's their fault. Never. Even as the flames scorch their skin, even as their world collapses around them, they'll find someone else to blame. Maybe you, maybe someone else. Because admitting the truth, that would mean admitting they're weak, that they failed, that everything they touched turned to ash, because they were the ones who struck the match. But you know the truth, don't you? You've always known. They didn't see you coming. They didn't think you had it in you to stand tall, to rise above the chaos, to let their fire shape you instead of destroy you. They underestimated you, and now they're paying the price. But don't think for a second that they'll stop. People like them, they don't know how to stop. They're addicted to the chaos, to the power they think it gives them. Even as the fire burns everything they've built, even as it turns on them, they'll keep feeding it. They'll keep throwing everything they have into it, thinking they can regain control, thinking they can still win. But here's the punchline. They've already lost. They lost the moment they thought they could control you, the moment they thought their fire would break you. And now they're the ones breaking. You become their worst nightmare, not because you fought back, not because you stooped to their level, but because you didn't. You didn't react the way they wanted you to. You didn't scream, didn't beg, didn't crumble. You just stood there, calm, unshaken. And that terrifies them. Because calmness, real calmness, it's something they'll never understand. It's something they'll never have. It's not just the absence of chaos. It's control. It's strength. It's power. And you've mastered it. You've taken everything they threw at you, all the hate, all the lies, all the betrayal, and you've turned it into something they can't touch. They thought they were strong, thought they had power, control, dominance. But real strength, real power, it doesn't scream. It doesn't lash out. It doesn't need an audience. Real power is quiet. It's calm. It's unshakable. And you've become the embodiment of it. And that's why they hate you. That's why they can't let you go. Every time they see you, every time they hear your name, it's like a knife in their chest, a reminder of their failure, a reminder of your strength, a reminder that no matter how many times they tried to break you, they couldn't. But don't let their screams distract you. Don't let their desperation pull you back into their chaos. They'll try. Oh, they'll try. They'll cry. They'll lie. They'll twist the story. Make themselves the victims. Paint you as the villain. But you don't owe them anything. Not your time, not your energy, not your forgiveness. They started this fire. They fed it. They watched it grow, thinking they were untouchable, thinking it would only consume you. And now it's their turn to burn. And you're still here, standing, strong, untouchable. You didn't just survive their fire, you became it. You took everything they threw at you and turned it into fuel. You let it forge you into something they'll never understand, something they'll never be. And now, every time they see you, every time they hear your name, they'll feel it. The heat, the fear, the helplessness. The fire they started has become their prison, and they'll never escape it. So let them burn. Let them scream. Let them drown in the chaos they created. This fire, it's not yours to fear anymore. It's theirs. And they'll spend the rest of their lives choking on the smoke, watching as everything they built turns to ash. Because the truth is, they thought they could destroy you, thought they could erase you, thought they could reduce you to nothing. But instead, they destroyed themselves. And that's the joke. They started the fire, but now they're the ones getting burned.